what what I was gonna say, just I didn't say it. And the reason I didn't say it was because I'm not being triggered by anyone. I was gonna say, motherfuckers, stop triggering me. But like, um, I don't know. What I want to talk about is assertiveness. Like, there was a bunch of school kids, and they were saying stuff to me, and I was saying stuff back, and like, and then we was on the bridge, and the two girls were turning right, and I said, "Have a nice day," and why am I not looking at the um and like conversation is a part of assertiveness. Oh my god. I says to him, I heard him coming up behind me, and I says to him, what does I say to him? I says to him, oh, they does their thing, yeah, but like you can't say nothing back, right? And then one of the kids, goes, he's on the altar if he says that. And then right, he goes, something lady, like something lady, yeah. And no, I gotta try and remember this. What did he say? He says something anyway, right? And I goes, haircut boy, because he had like a really nice haircut. Um, so like, yeah. And I think that, I don't want to go the normal way that I make a video. I don't really want to go that way. Not this time. I feel this is really weird, right? Because like on my way to Morrison's, I felt a very strong emotion of like, what have I done to myself? Look what I did to myself to lose all my confidence, and held that it's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm going to lose more and more confidence before it starts getting better, yeah. And like, just as I walked in, got back from Morrison's, I just felt this incredible. No. What happened was, I took to the lady downstairs. Yeah, said hi. Simple. And then like, I got up here and I was like, my confidence is really, really, really coming back. So I'm just saying like how it's possible to have like a real mood swing, and I'm happy for two reasons actually. I'm happy because I says like I talked to the lady downstairs, yeah. Well, she's saying, how are you? And I said like right now, yeah, I'm like really good. Um, you know, so that's one thing to be grateful for, feeling really, really fucking dope. I don't know why I feel so dope. It's probably because the sun is shining. Actually, it's probably because the full sun. We got full sun right now. I guess the weather is sort of tied in with my moods. Um, I don't know what the time is because I want another vape. So I was gonna do a mukbang. I got 4 minutes. Don't really want to actually. I got these. I'll just turn this around. See on the table there. I'll point to it. That thing there, yeah. Is that thing there is melon, and I go through stages, right? A good example of this is what I eat. I'll eat the same thing or the same three things, just the same thing, right? For, a few months, and then I'll get sick of it and I'll eat something else. Well, my YouTube habit has kind of been like that because every time I've bought like melon in a pot, yeah, I've done a mukbang, you know, I've just done about 5 or 6, and I'm just tired of it. So, yeah. So, I thought I was going to have a trigger day today. And I'm asking myself, right, is a trigger. Okay, this is triggering. Okay, this is triggering. This is about like assertiveness, people with issues with assertiveness. So, I'm just gonna, put in that trigger warning there. Um what it is, yeah, is a trigger day. It's just a question, I'm not saying this is fact. It's just a question I'm asking myself, right? Does a trigger day happen because how I said my mood is really up right now, yeah, sunny day. Well, I feel, look, this is just a theory for me to express myself, yeah. Okay, so I'll just say as if it is fact, although it is just me expressing myself, okay? So, a person is feeling their most confident, right? And because of that, the people around them feel more confident as well, and they start to say things, they start to express themselves verbally in like really cool and dope ways, right? And it'll be like, um, maybe it's like Teal Swan, and triggers are to do with like wounds that we have, but we'll hear the same thing over. I will anyway. I'll hear the same thing over and over and over and over and over. No, no, I'm choking. You know what? As I say that, I am choking big time, right? But I do feel that I have of just in on that part. But there is something that I want to explain, and it's the okay. So on your best day is when you get the most challenged. Okay, right? That's how far we've got, and without me choking my ass off, and people will say a lot of things, but the the goal of life is to be a person who speaks as much as the people who are speaking around that person. You meet anybody, we speak as much as they speak. That is the goal of life. And that requires a certain amount of assertiveness, because people will try, well, I'm thinking of one person in particular, will try and push me down, right? I suppose who I'm talking about is a narcissist, will push me down so that they get to talk 24/7, and I I don't get to speak, it's a bad example because it's not exactly, it's something like that, not that, but something similar, they will push you down. You have to be assertive to start with to get that conversation going, to get it flowing. You have to be assertive to start with. I mean, like with them school kids, like I was assertive in the way of like talking to school kids. I mean, like that took confidence, that took moxie. It was hard because like I'm 44, they're like what, 12, 13, and I don't know how they're going to react. It's a risk for me. Obviously everything I say is coming from the kindest and best place, but that was a risk for me. I had to be assertive to get the ball rolling, and we sort of threw a few comments back and forth, you know. And trigger days are days that should, right, this is just me expressing myself again, it's not fact. Trigger days are days where people should open up when they hear comments in public about them, about they're talking about you. They're talking about me. Whoever it is, they are talking about them, right? And it's obvious, just to, it's just to be throwing comments out there, because just because someone is with someone, right? This is the key. Just because there's a group of people is a good example, or there are two people talking to each other, they'll talk to each other, but then they'll throw comments out about me, right? And it's difficult for me because I'm on my own. I don't have a friend sat next to me where I can say like, oh, them two, man, do you know what I mean? And like some kind of comment about them, obviously a kind comment, but some kind of comment about them, I can't do that. But what I'm saying is, I can do that. I can walk onto that bus, just saying random shit, yeah. And I can make comments to people. I can just make comments to strangers. I can do that, and that's a part of assertiveness. And well, I'm glad that I said when I started saying all this that, this is not fact. These are just interesting sort of like it's like taking the thought process, yeah. You take the thought process, you see where it goes. It went there. That was the message. Was it a message? Is it real or not? Trigger days. Are there days when well, we went there anyway, so let's leave that alone, but we could still stay on trigger days. And like I said, trigger days are when a person is at their top of their game. When a person is at the top of their game, other people will be more confident to like verbally like communicate to that person. People do. Random people talk to you. They do. And that's when like, okay, so I'm gonna jump from there, right, to another sort of genre of the being triggered subject, yeah, which is that accidental triggers. I wasn't aware of this for, I've not been aware of this for very long, but I know this is the truth, right? People trigger people accidentally. I know situations where I've done it. I've done absolutely nothing. I've just literally existed around that person, and then they've got triggered. It's happened twice, and I know it because they told me, right? And I triggered this lady just by saying like, "Oh God, I don't think I've got time for all this. I'm gonna go. No, 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 I'm gonna try. This lady at the bus stop. Yeah, I was experimenting with Teal Swan's book, like where you allow yourself to get as triggered as you can get triggered. And I spent all day triggered, right? And this was first thing in the morning, and I was already pretty triggered, right? And I says to her, "I'm triggered, but I'm up. I'm ripping, but I'm up." And she went. It was too much for her mind. She went. And so, like, it's possible to get triggered by people accidentally as well. So I just want to throw that in. I don't know if this video makes a lot of sense. It obviously, I love myself, and I love the things I say, and I love the places I go, mentally, trains of thought that I follow. I love all that. So I'll see you next video. Goodbye.